really his baby. Like, what are you talking about? Do you really think I'm sitting here have you up here at the hospital and everything with me just for nothing? Are you serious right now? What kind of baby dad does that right when we finna have this baby? Like, are you serious? You really gonna sit here and question baby talking about, oh, can you get DNA test? No, you're not getting no DNA test after this. I'm not doing that. This is your child. If you don't believe it's your child, then you could go ahead and go. I don't need you up here. Because all you're doing is stressing me out. Yeah, we are finna find out. And that's so weird for you to even be saying that, though. Why would you even say that? You don't never want to claim your kids. Why you never claiming your kids? Like, I don't be doing none of that cheating stuff or none of that. What are you doing? Bro, like, I'm sick of that. And you know what? I'm not even gonna say nothing, bro, because I'm not getting no DNA test. So if he don't think it's his child, he just won't have a child. We don't really need you over here. He in here stressing me out. Like, look at me. I look a mess right now. And you over here doing all this extra stuff, stressing me out right now. Talking about you want DNA test. Okay. You gonna get a DNA test. You can really go ahead and go.
If men can never be seen as victims, doesn't that actually make them the biggest victims?
It actually does. That's crazy. I never thought of it like that. They are one of the biggest victims if you're honestly thinking about it.
Why do people act like women are so empathetic if women don't have any empathy for men as victims?
Because some women don't understand why some men can be like that. And some women do have empathy, but some of them don't. They only have the empathy to the point where they want to feel something or they want to make them feel something to the point where, okay, I made them feel good. Now I can get what I want out of it.
A lot of women are manipulative, and I'm not just going to say as women. A lot of people are manipulative, but I think there are a lot of evil people that like to do false victimize themselves for attention or money or whatever the case may be. But with men, we don't really speak up as much as we should when we're victimized. So
conservative families have less depressed kids. Is that what you're saying?
Apparently, boys from liberal families have higher anxiety rates than girls from conservative families.
But above, if you just looked at the norm, more girls generally have anxiety.
Right.
But in conservative families, girls are less anxious than boys from liberal families.
That's right.
Boys raised in liberal families get more of the short end of the stick. Not only are women and girls issues more dominant in society, thus impacting both liberal families and conservative families, but liberal ideology is much less structured, such as the meanings of words and hierarchies and moral codes within society. And let's also not forget about the focus on selling ideas through being a victim. All of this is anti-masculine male, and I'd argue that a degree of our purpose is achieved by attaining and residing well within our masculinity. Men gain status through being highly capable and productive within a society. So when a boy is raised in a free-flowing, unframed work, liberal environment, they do not get the advantages of structure or discipline.
Why do girls actually like toxic relationships?
This guy's not as angry as he should be. When girls want you to be toxic, you cannot respond like this. You have to respond with positive toxicity. Let me explain. So on zones, I split women's needs up into good guy stuff and bad boy stuff. This guy is giving her only good guy stuff. And if you do that, she's not going to get excited. This is where all the X's are. So if you're only nice to girls, then this is their reaction. And if you are a little devilish, then this is their reaction. Now, being a bad boy doesn't mean being bad. It means being cool. It means doing badass things. In Game of Thrones, there's this one scene where the dragon princess is with the desert people or whatever, and they're having a big rowdy party, and there's one desert girl who I think is not wearing very much, and then there's a desert guy, and he goes, I like this, and so I am going to take it. And then there's another desert guy who goes, hang on a second, I would like to have this girl, so now I'm going to stop you. And then one of them cuts the other one open and he dies. So what does the desert girl think about this? Is she horrified? No, she goes, that was awesome. You can totally have me now. I also went over this with lions. When one male lion challenges another, the female lions just sit there and watch, just like, who's it gonna be? They are probably enjoying watching these guys face off. And then they like the one who is stronger, the winner. So when you get a girlfriend and you only do nice things in front of her, she gets bored. You have to do manly things to trigger her this stuff. And you have to do it without cutting anyone's guts out. So it's unfortunate that we call these things toxic. They're not toxic, they're healthy. You don't have to be bad to make her excited, but you do have to make her excited. So you're only doing these good guy things, and then you're wondering why she doesn't feel this way. We have a harder task than previous generations of men. Women from previous times used to just feel like, well, he's nice and that's all I need, but today's women need to feel excitement. You can't just go out and do things like this, but it does help to make her feel like you would if you had to. There's a whole big list of things to do here to make her feel like you're fighting for her. Be powerful, exhibit leadership. If you go out and someone looks at her, make sure she knows she's yours. You don't have to do anything bad, but she should feel like you are fighting for her and winning. You cannot just stay at home and watch movies and go, wasn't that nice? It does not work that way.
Hi, I'm Bjork.
Jimmy, nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you.
Well, because I was bullied in elementary school. One time I just saw this.
That was so mean. He just told me like such a deep thing. And I just nested him so hard.
Women like this are repulsed by your weakness. They sniff it out like a shark sniffs out blood in the water. So yes, she's an asshole, I get it. But you don't talk about how weak that you were in front of women, ever. They're not designed biologically to have sympathy for you, especially just as they meet you. They are subconsciously testing out your masculinity to determine if you're a suitable option. Can he protect me? They typically hide this in their mating strategy, but in the context of the game, she feels empowered to tell the truth. Why? Because the social norms are removed in this game. And what we get as a result is her exposing the female selection process in real time.
Who is the boss of your house? I'm the boss. What do you think? You're his wife, are you?
What do you say?
I said, who is the boss?
My husband.
What is your nationality? Greek. I'm Greek. Is it always that way in Greek households? The husband is the boss? Yes. Don't the women, the wives, have anything to say about it?
No.
You get so upset about women demanding equality.
It's not feminine. They want to be equal with the men. Well, it's not meant to be. They're completely different. Their emotions and the way they're built. I mean, you just can't put them on equal terms with a man.
So crazy that they knew this back in the 70s. We just reverted to complete anarchy in modern day.
You actually feel that woman is not equal to man?
No, and I don't think she ever will be. Your shoes off, love. Your slippers are nice and warm. I kept them by the fire. Last hour. I think you like that one. It's really nice.
They're out to teach women how to be feminine again. And judging from the letters they've been receiving, it looks as if what started as a modest little club among friends may develop into a national or even international movement.
Anti-feminists.
With us doing this, we get treated better by our husbands. They think more of us. They do the little niceties for us that probably they wouldn't have thought about.
So this is what married life's all about. I might even try it myself. Wine.
I'll admit, I was all with this video until my man snapped and said wine. I think idealistically, every man would want that. The man snapping and saying wine is the modern day equivalent to these women saying that they don't need no man. Nevertheless, I think it's so interesting how back in the 70s, they saw the issue with the forthcoming modern day feminism, and that hadn't even reached fourth wave feminism yet, which is the most egregious of the four waves. But it's also interesting to note that this was a failure, because if they succeeded, then we would not be experiencing feminism the way that we do today.
Vegans will combine 10 carcinogens with 50 industrial chemicals to make food instead of just having steak.
It's the largest Holocaust in history, with 3 trillion individuals brutally murdered every year just for human meat consumption.
You've never visited my place.
How do you know?
Because if you had, you'd know that you're talking a load of shit.
And what animals do you farm?
I run a goat dairy. Now, for a start, we don't rape our animals.
Yes, you use euphemisms such as artificial insemination, which
I
is
don't
rape.
use artificial insemination. I run my bucks with my herd. My bucks get the girls when the girls are in season.
Book learning versus reality.
and only then. And it's their choice, nature's choice. We allow our kids to stay on their mother. We only take the excess milk. So you're talking a load of shit.
Mic drop.
But you're making profit from animals, right? They're commodities to you.
No,
you
I
have
sell
ownership
their
over
milk
them.
so that they can get food. They get fed. They get fed better than I do.
Our argument here is that
No,
it should
your
be
argument,
bred into existence in the first place to be
your argument has
commodified.
nothing to do with exactly what I do.
Imagine stopping your day of production to sit down and have a conversation with a snowflake. This is what happens when you over-domesticate the world or you over-civilize the world. You get this rise of victimhood, which really is encapsulated in true and utter privilege, questioning those that continue to help push and run society forward. And one must think, has a woke woman like this actually sat down and watched a nature biography? Those goats are living far more peacefully than if they were out in the wild. Don't you get that?